Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
The water level is dropping at the Oroville Dam, but for how long? I'm Virginia Cho.
I'm Jason Martinez. Everyone who evacuated may have to leave again. Crews are still lowering rocks into the damaged spillway. The reservoir has dropped 20 feet since it overflowed Sunday, but officials want it to drop 50 feet. And more rain is on the way as early as tonight.
Almost 200,000 people who evacuated are being allowed to go back home. But first responders say they may have to leave again if repairs to the spillway don't hold. Many of the people say they're going to stay put at evacuation shelters.
It makes me very nervous, but of course we'll just keep the radio on and tuned on for any information, and as soon as they say, hey, you know what, you got to go again, doors are being shut and I'm out of there.
I'd like to go home, but the storm's supposed to come. I don't think it's a really good idea. Watch the storm come and then send us back here. I figure we should just stay.
Well, my main concern is being home and something going on, and then we have to come up back this way, and we're still going to be faced with the long lines, and it's just a matter of being safe.
All those residents are watching the weather reports closely, and they are not the only ones. So is our own meteorologist, Megan Perry. This is some serious stuff. So just how bad is it going to get?
Well, we're not only talking about one storm, we're talking about a series of storms that's going to be starting as early as tonight. Right now, I'm not convinced all this is making it to the ground. Maybe a few sprinkles, a few showers here or there. The heaviest rain is yet to come. You can see that moisture all out into the ocean. That's going to be a parade of storms we're going to see rolling into our area. Another atmospheric river event. That means there's a lot of moisture with it, and that chance for rain really picks up overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, with more rain headed straight into the weekend. That's the rain that's going to be headed here locally. I'm going to be talking about the heavy rain and strong winds expected here in San Diego in your full forecast. Jason?
Well, it's not the Oroville Dam, but Chula Vista is still patching up a lot of potholes in that city before more rain comes here. 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala live to show us how a sales tax hike is paying off for drivers. Mimi?
Yeah, Jason, a ceremony just kicked off here about an hour ago, but neighbors who live here on Floyd Avenue say it's just filled with potholes, but obviously that's not going to be the case anymore because right now the street is getting a complete makeover, and that's thanks to the passing of Measure P. Now, this is just the first project of many to come under the city of Chula Vista for the city under the new measure. 68% of people voted to pass Measure P. It's a half-cent sales tax increase, so it's going to last for about 10 years, and it'll start in April. The current sales tax is 8%. Now, the money from that tax will go to repave some of the major damaged streets around Chula Vista. John Carter has lived on Floyd Avenue for about 56 years. He's been out watching the repaving all morning long, and he is ready for those changes.
Yeah, I'm really happy. Yeah. This is the first time it's really been overhauled.
Measure P will also pay for new police and fire vehicles and many other improvements around the city. But coming up in 30 minutes, why some were concerned about how the sales tax money was going to be used. Reporting live in Chula Vista, Mimi Alcala, 10 News.
Thank you, Mimi. New today, SDG&E could get some competition. San Diego County may go into the business of providing energy. 10 News reporter Jared Aarons is live with the possible impact on all of our power bills. Jared?
Virginia, it could bring all of our bills down. Let me explain how. Right now, creating an energy company is one of 17 things the County Board of Supervisors are looking into as ways to increase renewable energy in San Diego. Here's how it would work. Right now, SDG&E is the only thing that provides power in San Diego, and they decide what kind of power to buy and how much of each kind. Then they pass it along to you, and you pay your bill for it. The county wants to create what's called a community choice aggregator. It would buy its own power with an emphasis on renewable energy and then sell it to you. With the CCA competing with SDG&E, the theory is the market would take effect. That would bring prices down for energy, and it would give all of us a reason to smile.
Rather than having a monopoly like SDG&E, which is the only choice in town, let's bring in some competition into the electricity market and give consumers and businesses choices.
And by way of analogy, I would say it's like the two hikers that are out in the woods and they're being chased by a bear. And what each of those two hikers knows is that all they have to do to survive is outrun the other hiker.
Right now, there are 26 other communities in California that are looking into or have CCAs. The Board of Supervisors is still hearing public comment on this. All they're voting on today is a feasibility study to move this idea forward. We'll bring you the results of their vote later on 10 News. Live downtown, Jared Aarons, 10 News.
Interested to see how that one develops. Well, happening now here in the 10 News Live Center, a deer created a pretty big emergency at this airport in Charlotte. The plane here hit the deer while trying to take off. This is video from the scene. The plane had to land again, and you see all that white stuff. Well, officials say there was a fuel leak and crews had to spray it down with foam. More than 40 people evacuated from the plane. They're doing okay, but you can see here from this tweet at the airport, there are delays because of this situation. Make sure you contact your airline on the status of your flight. The airport is warning people. Jason?
Yeah, I know they do their best to clear the runway of animals, but sometimes you just can't. All right, so developing at the White House, President Trump is dealing with the claim that his campaign aides were in touch with Russian intelligence before the election. Here's ABC's Kenneth Moulton.
President Trump, his associates, and the Russians. The New York Times reports people inside and outside Trump's campaign had repeated contacts with Russian intelligence officials in the year leading up to the election.
People are trying to cover up for a terrible loss that the Democrats had under Hillary Clinton.
The Times doesn't go into detail about the conversations, but it does give one name: Paul Manafort, Trump's former campaign chairman who was fired over the summer. This morning, Manafort called the report ridiculous and said he never knowingly spoke to Russian intelligence officers. The Times report did not say the Trump associates knew they were talking to Russian intelligence officials, and the paper reported U.S. officials haven't seen any evidence that the Trump team cooperated with Russia in the hack of the Democrats or had anything to do with it. But contact with Russian officials during the campaign would contradict what the White House said yesterday.
There's nothing that would conclude me that anything different has changed with respect to that time period.
President Trump, who's hosting Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, defended his ex-National Security Advisor Michael Flynn and called out the leaks.
Things are being leaked. It's criminal action, criminal act, and it's been going on for a long time before me. But now it's really going on.
On Capitol Hill, outrage over Flynn discussing sanctions with the Russian ambassador before the inauguration.
If there's contacts between the Trump campaign and Russian intelligence officials outside the norm, that's not only big league bad, that's a game changer.
The GOP Senator Lindsey Graham is now calling for a bipartisan committee to investigate if the allegations are true. This morning, congressional Democrats and Republicans introduced a bill that would make it harder for President Trump to relax sanctions against Russia. Kenneth Moulton, ABC News, Washington.
And I'm Melissa Messia here in the 10 News Live Center. Sky 10 overhead here at Morse High School because school is on lockdown. There are reports of a person in the area with a gun. Now, I did see numerous police cars, officers there in the school parking lot. This just happened within the past 20 minutes, so information is still pretty preliminary, but this is something I will continue to watch here in the 10 News Live Center. There you can see all of the officers in the parking lot. Hopefully everything will be okay, but again, Morse High School on lockdown because reports of a person in the area with a gun. Virginia.
Right there on Skyline Drive. Thanks so much, Mel. To new developments, the heads of Target, Best Buy, and other chains met with President Trump this morning. They are fighting the president's plan to pay for the border wall. The executives want lawmakers to oppose the proposed 20% import tax that would pay for it. The companies argue it would only lead to higher prices on products and could wipe out their profits. And some new developments on Capitol Hill. The Senate just blocked an Obama administration regulation that would stop people with mental disorders from buying guns. Critics say the rule was too broad and stigmatized the disabled. But President Trump is expected to sign the measure if it passes.
A breaking news update in Little Italy, where a young man was hit by a car. We first brought you the story live on 10 News this morning. The Mercedes had a green light at Hawthorne in Columbia and hit one of two men crossing the street. The man had a fractured leg. Police questioned the driver about what happened. They are still investigating exactly what happened on the street early this morning. New today, it's been 3 years since Jose Alberto Ortigoza went missing, and police are still looking for leads. He was last seen January 24th, 2014, around 3 p.m., just entering the United States at the Otay Mesa port of entry. He was here on business for his employer in Baja. Police think he was in a GMC Acadia crossover. He hasn't been in contact with any family or his employer ever since. If you have any information, contact police.
U.S. Secretary of Defense James Mattis is in Brussels today for a NATO meeting. Before Donald Trump took office, he referred to the alliance as, quote, obsolete. But Secretary Mattis is assuring his counterparts NATO has Mr. Trump's strong support. Mattis said today that the alliance is fundamental in bonding the U.S. with the rest of the transatlantic trade community. Happening now, a big improvement for electric cars here in San Diego. The city has just doubled the number of charging stations. There are now 68 stations thanks to a state grant. SDG&E is also working on adding more charging stations at homes and businesses.